just like a tissue paper. They use like a lemon. They shot the lemon and throw the cover. And they treated us like master and servant. Okay, it will be proven tomorrow. That is what Britain is. Not Britain, the gang of MOD. Again. So my name's Pramila. I'm also a representative of the Hatimalo Collective. We are a group of Nepali artists, activists, and academics from Dalit and indigenous nationalities of Nepal. And I'm also the curator and creator of the Instagram account called Gurkha Equal Rights, which is just set up to reach out to Nepali youth about the campaign. First of all, what we want to do is just to ask, first of all, welcome everybody. Welcome Gyanraj Rai, Mama. And we just want to make this more like a conversation today. So, this is not going to be some kind of presentation and saying these are the points, but I would like to invite Gyanraj Mama just to speak briefly a bit about what's going on, what the campaign is. And त्यसपछि हामीले चाहिँ बिचबिचमा म क्वेशनहरु सोध्छु. So I would like to ask Gyanraj Mama first, if you can just let us know briefly अहिले के भइरहेको छ, अनि त्यसपछि त्यसको अलिकति history पनि दिनुहोस्, because what is going on at the moment, I will just briefly explain, which he will elaborate, is that, there is going to be a hunger strike that is starting on Saturday at 1 p.m. with 3 volunteers. And it is part also of an ongoing series of strikes that have been starting about 2 weeks ago. We've had a 24-hour hunger relay with different veterans standing opposite Downing Street. So we want to know why this is happening. We want to know why this is happening again, because several years ago in 2013, Gyanraj actually, for the same causes, went through a hunger strike where he was fasting, and I believe it was 11 days or so. That's okay. Namaste. Namaste. Yes. That was 14 nights and 15 days. 14 nights and 15 days. So that was in 2013, and but it seems like, although that the strike was broken by the government, stepping in and saying that yes, all right, we're going to listen to you guys, it seems that they haven't been listened to, which is why the strike is happening again. So if you could just explain briefly, Haina, the history of the strike, ke ko lagi ho, and then we'll get on with our questions then. Yeah, and what we hope to do a question and answer between myself, maybe Lex as well. I know हामी चाहिँ तपाईलाई questionहरु सोध्छु for about half an hour. हैन, अनि त्यसपछि we'll open the floor up to discussion for the rest of the audience as well. And उनीहरुले पनि जलाई questionहरु सोध्न सक्छ. Yeah, so please introduce yourself and let us know what's been going on. Thank you, Bhanji Pramila and Bhanja Lex, giving this opportunity not only to me, मेरो लागि मात्र होइन, it's actually for the nation and the society, Nepali society, especially for the indigenous community of Nepal, overall for Nepalese. Actually, हामीहरुको राजनीतिक, सामाजिक, आर्थिक, धार्मिक, सांस्कृतिक एक कुराको ब्रिटिसले बर्बाद बनायो, छताछुल. Okay, is there anyone? Do I have to explain in English, broken English? Anyway, त्यसरी हामीलाई हाम्रो समाजलाई पछाडी हटाइदियो हाम्रो नेपाली समाजमा र संसारको जुन यो अवस्थामा भने अहिले आएर 207 वर्ष पछाडी नेपालमा हाम्रो मान्छेहरू धेरै भोकै मर्यो, राम्रो उपचार पाएन, विशेष गरेर सोशली र पोलिटिकली हामीहरूको छोराछोरीहरूलाई हामीले अगाडि बढाउन पाएन, किनभने हामी एकदमै गरिब भयो, देश गरिब, देशले कुनै पनि सामाजिक सुरक्षाको लागि कुनै बन्दोबस्त गरेन। त्यसले गर्दा सबै गोर्खालीहरू का छोराछोरीहरू ब्रिटिश आर्मीमा मात्रै भर्ती हुनेतिर लागे र पढ्न छोडेर सबै भर्ती हुने, तालिम लिने, हरेक गर्ने टाइममा के रे कसरत गर्यो। They only tried to join the British Army. They never put their interest on education like other Brahmin in our Nepalese community. जे भए पनि हामीलाई यदि गोराहरूले, ब्रिटिशले, सबै ब्रिटिशले होइन, there is a gang of MOD who are the real nationalists that they feel they must have thought, not only I'm saying, यदि नेपाल मा भएको indigenous communityहरू socially, academically, politically अगाडि बढ्यो, financially strong भयो भने, हामीलाई ठुलो लडाई भयो भने, if there is a big war, there won't be anybody to carry their rifle. That is their strategy. उनीहरूले त्यो सोच्यो। त्यसले गर्दा हामीलाई कुनै पनि कुरामा अगाडि बढ्न मौका पाएन। मेन कुरा हामीलाई फाइनान्शियली एकदमै एक्सप्लोइट गर्यो, अब्युज गर्यो, हैन? दोस्रो कुरा हामीलाई एजुकेशनली बढ्नको लागि कुनै पनि सपोर्ट गरेन। त्यसले गर्दा हामीहरू सोसाइटी एकदमै ब्याकवर्डेड भयो भने ब्राह्मणहरू अगाडि बढ्न पायो, उनीहरूको आफ्नै कल्चर छ, हैन? र त्यसरी दुःख पाएर हामी पछि पर्यो भने अहिले हाम्रो क्याम्पेन भएको झन्डै ओभर 30 इयर्स भयो, तर क्याम्पेन हुने क्रममा हामी करिब 35,000 भेटरनहरू थियो, तर अहिले हामीहरू somewhere including the widow गरेर हामी just over 20,000 are surviving. अनि अहिले अब संसार डेभलप भएर धेरै अगाडि बढ्यो, तर हामी गोर्खाहरू र परिवारहरू एकदमै अहिले पछि परेको छ। त्यसले गर्दा हाम्रो छोराछोरीहरू like you guys, Lex and you are very lucky. अरु छोराछोरीहरू हाम्रो साउदी अरबियन कन्ट्रीमा, Malaysian country and in African countries even, dirty, difficult, dangerous काम थोरै पैसाको लागि काम गर्नु परेको छ, एजेन्टलाई पैसा दिएर भने उनीहरूको बाबा आमा they are at the average age of 75 to 80 years old. They can't speak English. They are very old and frail. एकदमै बुढाबुढी छ. They can't do shopping. They can't do cooking. Especially, they can't book any doctor or GP or hospital, you know, which means they can उनीहरू भन्न सक्दैन where the problem are with them, where their pain are. They can't explain their medical history. So the doctor themselves having problem to diagnose the actual problem. And many people are suffering day by day. Many people died without diagnosing their problem. Especially यो कोभिड आएपछि त झनै हाम्रो मान्छेले सारै दुःख पायो। त्यसले गर्दा हाम्रो बुढाबुढीहरू अहिले मात्र होइन, from the past, since Joanna Lumley and we opened the door to enter into UK, हामीले सयौं मान्छेलाई हामीले देखेको छ। स्पेशली म चाहिँ सारै दुखी रहेछु, सबैको दुःख मात्र हेर्ने गर्न केही नसक्ने, तर पनि धेरैलाई मद्दत गर्ने कोसिस गरे, तर how much a man can do. त्यसले गर्दा हाम्रो बुढाबुढीहरूलाई सारै दुःख छ। साउदी अरब, मलेसियाबाट छोराछोरी हुन्छ, मामा हामी कहिले बेलायत आउने, मेरो बाबाको यस्तो छ, मेरो आमाको यस्तो छ, म यहाँ यस्तो दुःख पाएको छु, मेरो साहुको ऋण तिर्न सकेको छैन भनेर छोराछोरी रुन्छ भने बेलायतमा every evening I get 4-5 calls. मेरो छोराछोरी कहिले पाउँछु, म मर्न आँटे, मलाई दबाई खुवाउने मान्छे छैन, I need hot water, हैन, I can't do shopping भनेर बुढाबुढी रुनुहुन्छ, especially the widows, एक्लो आमाहरू, हैन? त्यसले गर्दा यो मैले since 2010 देखि मैले धेरै दुःख भोग्यो, धेरै मान्छेको दुःख हेर्यो, अनि मैले सहनु सकिन अर्काको दुःख हेर्ने गर्न चाहिँ केही नसक्ने that's why I decided to go for hunger strike to tell the world how badly we Gurkhas are being treated, how much badly we are suffering. तर हाम्रो गोर्खा अर्गनाइजेसनहरु एकदमै सेल्फिश भयो आफ्नो एम मात्र अचिभ गर्ने त्यसले गर्दा मैले ब्रिटिश गभर्नमेन्ट नेप्लिज गभर्नमेन्टलाई र गोर्खा अर्गनाइजेसनहरुको अटेन्सन लिएर it's a very serious issue, please let's be together, resolve it before the actual war veteran die. त्यसले गर्दा मैले चाहिँ अब अरु केही गर्न सकेन मसँग पैसा पनि धेरै थिएन म बस ड्राइभर हो मेरो श्रीमती बस धुन्छ त्यो पैसाले मैले के गर्न सक्छु त्यसले गर्दा मैले चाहिँ मेरो साथीहरुलाई भनेर म हंगर स्ट्राइकमा गयो अनि मसँग अहिले धेरै अर्गनाइजेसनहरु we have got at the beginning I was with United British Gurkhas Ex-Servicemen Association in Nepal and the UK. त्यहाँ different organizationहरु थियो भने UK मा आएर हामीले अन्य other organization like fraction of Geisho, fraction of BJWS together with Nesha, Bobby Wasson Human Rights Committee, Orko David Owen Human Rights Committee, and many hundreds of neutral people, those who are very educated, politically, socially motivated. We people gathered and we formed up a satyagraha. Satyagraha means a truth request, which was done by Mahatma Gandhi, and that was the principle. Even though I'm a Gurkha, I had learned something. And in a police society or political scenario or atmosphere, if it is genuine case, then you have to prepare to die, not to hurt others, not to give up to others. So we managed to launch Satyagraha in 2013, as you already asked me, that did something very minimum, but because of other organizations' attitude and actions, we could not do everything. So again, I was prepared to go for a hunger strike in 2017. I should be starting on November the 7th. There is a meaning. In 1947, November the 7th, India and Britain have done separate treaty themselves. In between them, they wanted to divide the Gurkhas, separate the Gurkhas. I mean, British wanted to take 4 battalions to Malaysia with them, and they wanted to leave the other 6 regiments in India. And they made a treaty saying that we have to pay the Gurkhas equal how much the India pay. Only the British was prepared to give additional allowance if they took abroad, like Malaysia or UK. Yeah. So they wanted Nepal government to sign that treaty, but Nepal government disagreed and clearly proposed that in all matters of promotion and welfare and other facilities, Gurkha troops should be treated on the same footing as the parent army. Manera Padma Samsher took this stand. Then the British clearly agreed in the tripartite agreement. Yeah, the Gurkhas will be treated on the same footing as the parent army of the. If Gurkha go to India, they will be treated like Indian army, and if the British go to British army, they will be treated as British army, so that the mercenary, the stigma of mercenary will not be tacked over the Gurkhas. So now our main aim is to implement the treaty which the Nepalese government, British government, and Indian government agreed. Okay, if the final stage of the treaty do not prove to be detrimental to the interest and dignity of Nepal government, Nepal government is happy to maintain connection with Indian and British Army. So now, by now, 70 years, nothing has been done except certain lying things. Okay, they are cheating us. They are threatening the Nepalese government. Nepalese government is trying her best, I believe, in some ways. Nepalese Parliamentary Committee, International Committee, just today is preparing to order to take the action as quickly as possible. So, having done this, we gave ultimatum to Prime Minister again in 2017, and both government agreed to set up a technical committee, and the technical committee has recommended 14 issues actually. And they have clearly said that as it is a big issue, the higher authority, political authority, will decide in the future. So the both government will form up the committee from Nepal and the UK, and they will include the Gurkhas as well. But now it is almost over 3 years. They are not taking action. They are just lying to people, lying to institutions. Like they say to NRN that if Nepal government is prepared for dialogue, we are prepared, they say. But British government is not answering any question. British government is not answering of the request of 12 February 2020 that Nepal government is asking British government that the tripartite agreement is already too old, redundant. We have to renew the agreement. Together with that, we have to resolve the Gurkha issue. The Gurkha problem issue is not only Gurkha's issue, it is a Nepal's national agenda, Nepal's national issue, but the British government is ignoring. So once we discovered that Britain is ignoring Nepal, a sovereign country, that country which helped to protect Great Britain to be like this for the last 200 years, she's bullying, she's indirectly, diplomatically threatening. I have heard that just yesterday. I cannot give you the name right now. The diplomats are very frightened of if we take action on behalf of the Gurkhas, the relation in between Nepal and the British government may be broken. You know what I mean? Nepal government is worrying of, the relation in between Nepal and British. Okay. What about Gurkhas? Who we are? Are we not the citizen of Nepal? If we are being treated like this, and if they want to still maintain the relation, they say very good, excellent, outstanding, even that is making us very, very, angry. Yeah.
Mama, so what we've heard, I know I'm going to just summarize a little bit in English and in Nepali as well. Say, you have said that there was an agreement in 1947, which was the tripartite agreement, and that is what you are trying to negotiate diplomatically. Yeah. But these are, but what we want to know, so you're saying that a lot of the things in the agreement has not been met. किनभने तपाईले भनेको त्यो अग्रिमेन्टमा चाहिँ अब जो गोर्खाली हैन लाउरेहरू भएको their parent army is British, then they should be treated under British army rules हैन. अब जो Indian Gurkha army मा गयो भने Gurkha army, Indian army rules हुन्छ भन्यो. And then you said this hasn't happened. You have said that there's been a lot of suffering, of people not getting enough money. And you've also mentioned that तपाईले चाहिँ several times यो कुरा उठाइसक्यो अनि तपाईले अगाडि पहिला नै strike पनि गरेको थियो हैन, hunger strike गरेको थियो. But I would like to just kind of go back a little bit to the issue. So you said you've been fighting, or this fight has been actually for over 30 years, right? So it's not. So what is the fight that you're asking for? What does it mean to be like part of the British Army? So के दुःख पाएको हो नि तपाईहरुले? अब हामीले बुझ्यो नेपालमा हैन जनजातिहरु, indigenous nationalities were kept backwards in a sense, होइन? एजुकेसन अरू जातहरू जस्तै मौका चाहिँ पाएको थिएन, त्यस कारणले धेरै मान्छेहरू चाहिँ that's had to leave and become soldiers out of desperation, right? Out of poverty and desperation, people from indigenous nationalities ended up joining the army. And what I want to know is, so we have that as the base, and then we have this 1947 agreement that you talked about, right? But then it's still, what we want to know is, so what is this 30-year fight about? किनभने यो दुःखहरू पाएको छ नि, like हामीले थाहा छ अहिले नै नेपाल चाहिँ गरिब हो, तर खास लाउरेहरूले के को दुःखहरू पाएको थियो कि that you had been fighting for 30 years? Like, what are the sort of rights that you were asking for? What are the inequalities? So if you can just give some examples, and maybe also explain that it is a very complex issue, because when you start talking about diplomatic agreements, then we just think, यो त legal paperwork को कुराहरु मात्रै हो भनेर, but त्यो मात्रै हैन नि. So if you could just explain that a little bit further, like why it started 30 years ago. तपाईले त दुःख नै देखेको थियो, तर के मागेको छ, के सोधेको छ aside from the agreement? What is the agreement supposed to give you?
Right.
If it's
really it's a very big, even though I'm not academician, but there are lots of books like this, okay? It takes hours, weeks and months to read it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, having learned from the learneds, the academicians, the legal team, I have met hundreds of people. Yeah. That, age we were taken by the British. The academy historians now, they've not concluded, they are saying almost over 800,000 Gurkhas British took for their protection. On that, over 209,000 or 10,000 people were killed, but British is lying, only 45,000 people were killed. Okay, they are wrong. They are lying, the history. And hundreds of thousands were wounded. They were not treated. Yeah, many died in Nepal after they returned to war. Many suffered PTSD, post-trauma, what do you call it? They become like a pagal, They seen so many bad sceneries during the war. Yeah, and many were vanished in like Fiji, Burma, Thailand. They left our country. So when our country had hardly 5 million population, yeah, every youngsters, those who were, strong enough, they were all taken. So there were not many people left in Nepal of indigenous community. That is the most regrettable thing, yeah. And even I can tell you that Dr. Harka Gurung was, he was short, not tall enough, so he didn't join the British Army. Dr. Noble Kishore, he could not see well, yeah. His chest was not big enough, so he survived. Like those things, they tested the IQ of the indigenous people. They took all the fertile or talented people into the army. They drained the brain of indigenous community of Nepal. That is a regrettable thing. And those who joined the British Army, even though they served in Malaya for 10 years, they spent 6 years into the jungle, at the end were barefooted, all, yeah. As I said, they were not given anything. Yes, of course, they were given some pension to those Gurkhas who served over 10 years. That was not even 1%. We have lost almost, British were given 100 pounds. We used to be given 2 or 3 pounds, yeah, which is about 2-3%, yeah. And British used to get lump sum. They used to get 3,000-4,000 pounds, but our veteran, my uncles, they used to get only 200 pounds, yeah. And especially the family-wise, in 15 years of service, we could hardly stay with our wives for only 3 years if we are lucky. Then thousands of family broken. Those children who were born in Malaysia, in Hong Kong, of those days, they were sent back to the hill. Many children, they died. धेरै छोराछोरी मर्यो. मेरै काकाको छोरी मर्यो, हैन? त्यस्तो धेरै मान्छे छोराछोरीहरू मर्यो. किनभने हङकङ र मलेसियामा अलिक hygienically they were treated well, okay? But once they dropped into the middle of the village, धेरै छोराछोरीहरू त्यतिकै मर्यो. अनि पढाउनु सकेन. अनि उनीहरू अहिले सबैभन्दा दुःख पाएको मान्छे छ. उनीहरू नै हो अहिले साउदी अरब र मलेसियामा रुने मान्छेहरू. त्यसले गर्दा हाम्रो सोसाइटीलाई अत्यन्तै दुःख भयो र अहिले हाम्रो क्याम्पेन, म 20 years ago म नेपालको सुप्रिम कोर्टमा गयो. यही हो ब्रिटिश गोर्खा सन्धिदेखि सर्वोच्चसम्मको पुस्तक. It tells you everything. Nepal government lied to the Supreme Court of Nepal. नेपाल सरकारले कूटनैतिक पहल गरिराखेको हुनाले अदालतले केही बोल्न नहुने, बोल्न नपर्ने भनेर नेपाल सरकारले नेपालको सुप्रिम कोर्टलाई ढाट्यो. अनि सुप्रिम कोर्टले त्यही कुरालाई विश्वास गर्यो भने यो केसमा चाहिँ थर्ड कन्ट्री ब्रिटेन पनि इन्भल्भ भएको हुनाले नेपालको सुप्रिम कोर्टले कुनै हामीले अर्डर दिनु नसक्ने भनेर सुप्रिम कोर्ट पन्छियो. कुनै अर्डर दिनु सकेन. र हामीले पोलिटिकल, एकाडेमिक, कल्चरल, इभन हामीले नाचेर गीत गाएर झलकमानको गीत सुनायो, गोपाल योञ्जनको गीत सुनायो, कविता लेख्न लगायो, हैन? हरेक गर्यो. र ब्रिटेनमा आएर हामीले सिग्नेचर क्याम्पेन गर्यो. यहाँको ब्रिटिश जनताहरूलाई हाम्रो दुःख सुनाउँदा उनीहरू रुन्थ्यो. म रुन्थे, म छोरा भए पनि. I have made, when I told the real, हाम्रो प्रब्लमहरू, grievances-हरु, British people normally used to cry. Even you could see, you visiting over there, you have seen how many supporters are with us, So it is too much. त्यसले गर्दा हामीलाई त खतम बनायो, हाम्रो देशलाई खतम बनायो. अनि अहिले आएर नेपाल गभर्नमेन्टले एउटा प्रोजेक्ट अलाइली, that government who saved Great Britain, she is bullying Nepal government, and Nepal government is worrying that if our relation may be broken, yeah, हाम्रो ब्रिटेन र नेपालको सम्बन्धमा राम्रो हुँदैन भनेर हिजो अस्ति मात्र केही मान्छेले बोल्दैछ. यो भन्दा दुःख लाग्दो के हो? हामी एकातिर धेरै मान्छे मर्यो दुःख पाएरै, अहिले मर्न आटेको छ. If we do not get our justice, if the Gurkhas are not treated equally, then many hundred, in overall 50% Gurkhas are very old and frail. We won't get them after 3-4 years. So we cannot see them suffering like that, and we cannot suffer like that. It is rather and better to die rather than suffer like this. So अब अहिले हामी hungry strike मा जाँदैछ. From this coming Saturday, it will be the final day. If the British government does not announce the committee who can solve this issue and the date, we can give them a month, 2 months, or 3 months. We can give them, but they have to promise showing in the black and white paper. And that has to be announced by the Nepalese ambassador, not only to us, not to Gurkhas. He has to announce publicly so that we will trust them. Otherwise, we three of us are prepared to go for a hunger strike today. We don't mind if we die or survive, but we want our equality. We want to maintain our dignity, not only the dignity of the Gurkhas, our nation's dignity. We are not a colony. They are bullying our nation, a sovereign country. And our leaders, especially the bureaucrats, are afraid of what British say. That is what we have understood on the past few days. So we are telling them, do you think the Britain and Nepal has got good relations? Huh? Where thousands, hundreds of thousands died, how thousands of people are suffering. Do you think Nepal and Britain has got good relations? Look, these are the grievances. I can give, if I have to talk and talk, I can speak a lot. That won't be enough. Please ask me any question. Anyway, we are prepared to go for a hunger strike today from Saturday. We start from 1 o'clock.
I would like to ask, I would actually like to open the floor to people now. So, हजुरले धेरै दुःखको कुराहरू नै भनेको छ. यो अचम्म लाग्छ किनभने हामीले त सबै कुराहरू धेरै जस्तो युवाहरूले त हामीले त सबै कुरा त ठिकै भयो जस्तै लाग्यो, because a lot of us are here, we're fine, you know, we don't hear our parents complain. हैन, अब जसको लाउरे गोर्खाली फ्यामिलीहरू छ कसरी त धेरै कम्प्लेन पनि सुनेको छैन. सो यो कुराहरू त हामीले त त्यो अब जोआनाले लम्लीले पनि सबै मिलायो सक्यो हैन, वो त्यो क्याम्पेनहरू जस्तै लागेको थियो कि.
On that, I must be clear that, you know, हाम्रो कन्ट्रीलाई ब्रिटिसले ठगेर धेरै पछि पार्यो अनि धेरै पछि परेको देश, गरिब देशमा मान्छेहरू गरिब भयो र अहिलेको यंगस्टरहरू they are very lucky. हाम्रो पिता पुर्खाले रगत आँसु पसिना बगाएर हाम्रो गोर्खा भर्तीलाई कन्टिन्यू राख्यो र अहिलेको यंगस्टरहरू चाहिँ त्यस्तो दुःखबाट ब्रिटेनमा आयो. आएर उनीहरूले अहिलेको यंगस्टरहरूले मौका पायो, especially after 2000, those who managed to enter to UK. अनि उनीहरूको छोराछोरीहरू नेपालमा एसएलसी पढेको छोराछोरीहरू, आइए पढेको छोराछोरीहरू, 8औं क्लास पढेको छोराछोरीहरूले राम्रो अपर्च्युनिटी अहिले पायो बेलायतको, you know, the best education in the world. Okay, and UK needs human resources like this, and 99% of the Gurkhas are well employed, even though in the low class, the security guard, driver, waiter, you know. And the Gurkhas feel that we are very lucky. The British is treating well, but they don't remember what was the history, how they suffered, how they become Gurkha, why they had to be a Gurkha. I must be very honest, okay? So they are well enough, they are developing, progressing, their dependent children are well educated. You know, if you go to somebody's house, you can see doctor, engineer, aeronautical engineer, lawyer. They are progressing. In the 10, 15 years, they will be probably minister, very high level officers. But their father and they never are thinking of the history. What about those who were left behind?
Okay, thank you for that. That's very good reminder. Yeah, exactly. We didn't realize many people don't realize that there have been people left behind. Ani अचम्म लाग्छ, you know, त्यो प्रोटेस्टहरू देखेर चाहिँ सबै बाजी बोजूहरू प हिँडिरहेको थियो अनि उनीहरूलाई त दुःख पाएको भनेर धेरै कुरा हामीले थाहा पाएन. About 2013 when your fast was broken, Joanna Lumley was there. So I have two questions on Joanna Lumley. One is, what is her support now? किनभने उहाँले त धेरै गोर्खालीको लागि हैन धेरै फाइट गरेको छ, क्याम्पेनिङ गरेको छ, सपोर्ट गरेको छ, and she was there to support you. before in your previous strike. I know. What is the what is the support that's being given? And also, अहिलेको पालोमा चाहिँ अब that's many years ago यो नयाँ सेलिब्रिटीहरू छ तपाईको विचारमा नयाँ जोआना चाहिन्छ कि चाहिँदैन हामीलाई सहयोग गर्ने अहिले जोआना लम्ली कता छ छैन भने अर्को चाहिन्छ कि चाहिँदैन
Okay, very good question again. The answer may not be very good. Actually, my team, the United British Gurkha, we wanted Joanna and Peter Carroll to resolve two issues. One was settlement, one was pension issue. We had warned them. We had warned the parliamentarians in the House of Commons. If you do not give us equal pension right together with the settlement, there will be 10,000 family elderly people will be suffering in this country. You will be spending lots of money of the taxpayer. So you have to resolve both issues. Bandakiri, Joanna was afraid of, I don't know. Okay, she never come in my front except she came to feed me juice to break the hunger strike. And the last time that was on 3 weeks ago when I wanted that Tulbad Bishisrael to be named by, inaugurated by somebody like Joanna. Yeah, actually I was offered to organize, but I could not. And I handed over this book to Joanna. And we told her that what we are going to do. Okay, she just could not speak at all. Okay, now, anyway, everything is now constructively, logically, academically, we are ahead of Britain, or not Britain, the bureaucrats or the nationalist British. We are winning the case, but they are trying, चोर लेखे कहिले पनि चोरे भन्दैन हैन डाकाले डाका गरे भन्दैन हैन त्यसले गर्दा यिनीहरूले चाहिँ हाम्रो कन्ट्रीलाई एकदमै यिनीहरू चाहिँ भनेर हेपेको र के भए पनि हामीले जोआनालाई हामीले ट्रस्ट गर्न छोडेको छ किनभने we wanted her to settle both things in 2010. Okay, तिनीले हामीलाई ल्याइदियो तर हामीले अरु कुरा पाएन हामीलाई भन्यो त्यति बेला सेटलमेन्ट खोल्यो भने तिमीहरु आफै आएर लड्छ हैन once you land over here then you can fight भनेर मलाई जोआनाले हैन पीटर क्यारलले भनेको हो तर I still disagree किनभने यत्रो धेरै मान्छेले दुःख पायो दुःख पाउँछ भनेर भनेको थिए हैन तर पनि हामीले अब गोर्खा संगठनहरु पनि एक नहुनु we people are very selfish ignorant त्यसले गर्दा पनि एउटा कमजोरी कुरा भयो to be honest र अब हामीलाई कुनै आएमा राम्रो of course कति राम्रो जस्तो कि नाइजल फराज जस्तो the future leader not future leader he is already a leader they are he's behind us 95% of the British veterans are with us British public are with us and like you people are with us if that does not work we will die and after that the result
actually ye point ma I want to there's a small question by Prerana by the way we just have 15 minutes left okay before we finish is it says Namaste Mama how much influence do you think white supremacy has in terms of stopping Gurkhas getting equal rights so you said तपाईले mention गर्यो Nigel Farage say support गरिरहेछ अहिले he's been supporting त्यसमाथि veterans हरूले पनि support गरेको छ तर यो चाहिँ अलि एक किसिमको एक fringe को अरु मान्छेले चाहिँ यो चाहिँ white supremacy भनेर नै सोच्ने सक्छ एकदम nationalist far right पनि धेरै criticism छ मैले आफै I've been tracking all the different sort of media that's coming out I did धेरै media attention छैन तर कुनै media attention हरु जो नाइजल फराज को supporter हरु हैन र veteran हरुले टालेको छ अलि रेसिस्ट लाग्छ कि मलाई फर इक्जाम्पल यहाँ पिक्चरहरू छ रेफ्युजीहरूलाई चाहिँ पुरा राइट्सहरू दिइरहेछ तर गोर्खालीहरूलाई चाहिँ गरेको छैन आई मिन अफकोर्स इट्स नाइस अरू मान्छेहरूले हामीलाई सपोर्ट गरेको तर सेम टाइम यस्तो खालको मेन्टालिटी चाहिँ फेरि अर्को धेरै एक्टिभिस्ट ग्रुप छ यहाँको युकेमा स्पेसली आफ्टर ब्ल्याक लाइभ्स म्याटर होइन डिकोलाइनाइजेसनको कुराहरू पनि छ सो त्यस्तो भयो भने डु यु फिल लाइक यो भेटरेन र अलि नेसनलिस्ट सपोर्ट होइन यो वाइट सुप्रेमेसिस्ट वान कुड से support त्यो चाहिँ झन् greater Britainको support do you think that is going to prevent equal rights
हामी एकदमै कन्सियसली क्याम्पेन गर्दैछ हामी त्यति गोर्खाहरू एजुकेटेड छैन पोलिटिकली वी आर नट मच कन्सियस हैन हामीले कमजोरी गरेको कुरा भनेको चाहिँ हामीले वाइड स्प्रेडली मानिसहरूलाई एजुकेट गराउन सकेन भन्न सकेन हैन भन्यो तर पनि हामीले पक्का स्ट्रङ क्याम्पेनहरु गर्न सकेन जस्तो कि कर्नल somebody his name is Richard ले भन्यो गोर्खालीहरुको मा भोट बैंक नै छैन म पहिला क्याम्पेनमा आउँदा 2008 तिर आउँदा मलाई काउन्सिलरहरु एमपीहरुले घरमा भेट्न आउँथ्यो बीबीसी आईटीवी अल जजिरा सबै आउँथ्यो हैन हजुर भोटै दिनु पाउँदैन एक नम्बर दोस्रो नम्बर कुरा चाहिँ अब जोआनाले सबै कुरा गर्दिहाल्यो गोर्खाज आर ह्यापी भन्ने न्यूज चाहिँ संसारभरि गयो अनि ब्रिटिश पब्लिकले चाहिँ गोर्खालीहरु खुसी छ भन्ने ठान्यो अनि ब्रिटिशले चाहिँ उनीहरुको मिडिया लाइक बीबीसी आईटीवी इनहरुलाई एकदमै कन्ट्रोल गर्यो इभन दैट इज नट ओन्ली टु अस even for the British veteran when they marched 70,000-80,000 people there were no BBC no ITV and they went to the BBC लाई घेर्न गयो किन हाम्रो मिडिया आएन भनेर है त्यसले गर्दा हाम्रो गोर्खालीहरुको अभाग्य अथवा कमजोरी तर पनि म एकदमै अहिले चाहिँ उत्साहित छु तर हामीले जबसम्म सत्याग्रह गरेर हामी मर्न तयार हुँदैन तबसम्म कसैले पनि हामीलाई यो केसलाई सिरियसली हेर्दैन भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ अनुभव गर्यो इभन नेपाल सरकार चाहिँ डराएको छ हाम्रो सम्बन्ध बिग्रिन्छ अरे गोर्खालीको इस्युलाई एग्रेसिभली अगाडि बढायो भने नेपाल र ब्रिटेनको सम्बन्ध बिग्रिन्छ भन्ने ब्युरोक्र्याटहरु पनि हामीले देखिसक्यो हैन अब मैले आई एम नट भेरी एजुकेटेड आई एम नट अ पोलिटिशियन हामी अहिले जुन प्रकारले तपाईहरुले मद्दत दिनुभएको छ ब्रिटिश भेटरनहरुले मद्दत दिनुभएको छ इन इभन ब्ल्याक लाइभ्स म्याटर दे आर आई बिलिभ दे आर वाचिङ अस तर एज लङ एज लेट्स मेक इट अ भेरी पीसफुल भेरी academic diplomatic but little bit of political satyagraha is a political part of a campaign you know very calm type of campaign. People say it's not political, but it is a political campaign. What Mahatma Gandhi did, even in Nepal, if you have noticed that few days back, there were people to go prepared to go for hunger strike if their demand were not met. Tara antaman unharle resolve garyo हैन just few days back Nepali Congress ko त्यो महासमितिमा मान्छेहरु कोकलले त्यहाँ उनीहरुको रिकग्निसन भएन त्यसले गर्दा उनीहरु भोकरताल बस्नु तयार भयो Nepali Congress resolved garyo. Okay, this is our culture, Asian culture. The Britain, they don't have this type of culture. Maybe we have to teach more. You are the people out there, and many academicians, Sikh community, other ethnic minorities community, and especially we have to be very proud. We were with British Army yesterday. Now they are with us today. So, and in addition, now, like you people are with us, let's see by Saturday and a few days what happens.
I just want a very अब हाम्रो 10 मिनेट मात्रै बाँकी छ धेरै छोटो क्वेशन is अब यो सत्याग्रहमा तपाईको कति विश्वास छ नि यो ब्रिटिश सरकार ले फेरि हुन्छ कुरा गर्छु भनेर भनेर रोके भने अनि and what measures do you have in place किनभने last time पनि त delay गरेको थियो नि हजुरको डिमान्डहरु.
It depends on British. I don't care whether they care or not. Okay, but Nepal government is very serious. This is our culture, way of political campaign. Okay, Nepal government is convinced. So that's why the Nepal government is approaching British government to come forward for dialogue and resolve it politically and diplomatically. Okay, so it's coming forward, and British, even though I'm not an intellectual person, Britain is afraid of यदि गोर्खालीहरुलाई at the very last moment हामीले गोर्खालीलाई equal treatment गर्यो भने the world will know, the things will be proven that how badly the British abused the Gurkhas, misused the Gurkhas. You know, they used, this book says, they used us like a tissue paper. They used like a lemon. They shut the lemon and throw the cover. They treated us like master and servant. Okay, it will be proven tomorrow. That is what Britain is. Not Britain, the gang of MOD. A gang. They are in the power somewhere. They have the trigger. They are, you know, blocking British general public. They are pulling the most generous British public in the shame. You know, they are the ones to bring down the hate of the British public, those who are very kind and generous towards the Gurkhas.
Okay, so that's important to distinguish. Yeah.
Whether Britain cares or not, we are prepared to die. But we are now following the Nepal government action. Okay? Since actually political people, leaders are prepared, but the bureaucrats of Nepal, you know, if that happens, I don't want to bring it in light why they are doing that. Okay? Okay? I do not want to bring that in light now. The bureaucracy is the one. Okay? They will not gain much if the Gurkhas are given equal rights. Okay? Because they feel that this is not their problem. This is Gurkhas, indigenous people's problem. Okay? Once the Gurkhas gain this opportunity, the Gurkhas will come forward near in future. Sorry, I don't have to say more than that. I'm racist, but I do understand.
So what are your main points that you're asking the government in the strike? What is your demand? Is dialogue? I know. That's it.
Yep. Now, hardly after 30 years of campaign, as I say, academic, political, social, cultural, every type of campaign, now the leader are, you know, they are together. We have gathered the political consciousness, what do you call it? Ekata, you know? They are all together. We have been talking with the former prime ministers, okay? They are all together. The bureaucrats are lingering or frightening themselves. Hopefully, let's see in 2 or 3 days what they do. Otherwise, let's wait for 10, 15 days, but we will be sitting, we'll be on the, what do you call, samadhi. हामी चिहानमा रहने छौं, हामी खाँदैनौं, मात्र पानी पिउने छौं, बस्ने छौं. Okay, by that time what they say, what they do, the Nepalese bureaucrats and the British bureaucrats, the nationalists.
Okay, so shall I hand it over to you, Lex?
Thank you to everyone for attending. Surprisingly, I haven't seen audience number drop, so I think that's a really positive thing. Gyanraj Mama le bhanisaknu नै भयो यो Saturday from 1 PM उहाँ सँगसँगै धनराज मामा र पुष्पा राणा बडी पनि hunger strike सुरु गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ र यो Saturday नै from 12 PM onwards there will be a protest rally. A lot of these conversations र कति कुरामा चाहिँ हामी अब younger generation भन्छ या young adults भनौं हैन त्यसमा चाहिँ अब यहाँ dialogue पनि दुई तर्फी यहाँ मिस भइरहेको पनि यहाँ एक्सपीरियन्स गरेको छ र यहाँ क्वेशन पनि आयो हैन younger generation कहीं यहाँ मिस भएको हो कि भनेर त्यो यसमा चाहिँ यो dialogue चाहिँ सायद हाम्रो घर घरबाट पनि नआएर हो कि यदि हाम्रो जेनेरेसन या हाम्रो एज ग्रुपले चाहिँ यो फ्याक्ट फाइल तरिकाले र यङ पिपलले जुन तरिकाले एक्सेस गर्ने तरिकाले हामीले नदेखेर पो हामी पनि डिसइन्गेज भएको हो कि भन्ने यो प्रश्नहरू चाहिँ आई होप द्याट तपाईँहरू सबैजना आफूले आफूलाई सोध्नुहुन्छ र यो फ्याक्ट फाइल चाहिँ कहाँबाट आउँछ भनेर पर्खिनु भन्दा पनि अहिले चाहिँ कुन समयमा आयौँ भने चाहिँ यो फ्याक्ट्सहरू चाहिँ अब मैले नै बनाएर मैले नै इन्स्टाग्राममा हाल्छु भन्ने खालको समयमा आएका छौँ र तपाईँहरूमा यो एउटा स्किल छ भने चाहिँ अवश्य प्लिज रिच आउट टु पिपल लाइक Pramila Didi, who started the Gurkha Equal Rights on Instagram. So she does that Instagram sort of activism. I'm saying this in a positive way because यो देखेर नै अहिले हामी धेरै एक्टिभेट भएका छौँ त्यसरी नै आज हामी 2-3 दिनको स्प्यानमा नै ओभर 50 जना यहाँ कनेक्ट भएर आएका छौँ र ज्ञानराज मामासँग त आज कुरा गर्यौँ यो एउटा सुरुवात मात्र हो मामाले भन्नुभएको धेरै कुराहरूमा तपाईँहरूलाई झन् क्वेसन्सहरू आयो होइन what exactly is he talking about कुनै कुरामा चाहिँ यहाँ एक किसिमको एउटा कन्फ्लिक्ट डिफरेन्स इन ओपिनियनको पनि एक किसिमको झल्को देखियो होला त्यो देख्नुको मतलब चाहिँ यहाँ के पनि बुझ्नु पर्यो भने this Gurkha's topic and this fight for justice there's a lot of people involved and there's a lot of groups involved and from here onwards I will do my best to make sure that there are different groups as well have a space so we hear from them whether these are different groups or whether these are experts by academia, research people, and so on. And from my understanding, हजुरहरुको question बुझे अनुसार, there are people who are quite interested to know different perspectives, whether it's lived experience or whether it's people who are fighting for a specific point among the Gurkha Satyagrahako long list of grievances and demands. र बाँकी चाहिँ तपाईहरुले सपोर्ट गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ र अझै बुझ्नु चाहनुहुन्छ भने चाहिँ प्लिज go to Whitehall London the Gurkha Satyagraha team and the supporters are there 24 hours you can talk to them and join them on Saturday join us on Saturday as we take the streets and support Mama and I'm sure hopefully I'm sure that this will be a success and lastly thank you once again to everyone for joining us. Thank you to Pramila Didi for doing a wonderful job of questioning and corralling the questions that we received from everyone. And that's it. And for the next event, please stay tuned on Gurkha Equal Rights, and we will ensure that we share the links, etc., and bring other voices. Thank you so much, and have a nice evening, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.